but more importantly, 2 games. Win this one and go to the great equalizer in Rocket League Champions Field. But before then, Neo Tokyo and 5 minutes for Quadrant to find the answers.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think they've just got to keep on playing their game, keep on playing as aggressively as they can, keep on turning early, and trying to surprise Karmine Corp. I mean, Karmine Corp started to see it coming a little bit more. They started to anticipate the early challenges, anticipate the breaks rotation that Quadrant have been going for. I mean, there's one from Cash, just diving right back towards the ball in the play and dispossessing his opponent. I think that they'd rather go out playing like that than go out stuck in their net like they were in Game 5 and, you know, even as well in Game 2.
And the more and more that they play in this fashion, if they can establish any sort of pace dominance, it reopens up EXO and Cash's play style. Right now, this is not their starter series. They are good at playing the pace game. They would rather have a little bit of time to set up that first touch. There's Cash, yes, setting himself up here, but no real threat onto the goal. Looking for a little bit of boost of steal as he's on his rotation out. Relating wave a little bit too far forward now. Can he get there in time? Just able to palm the ball away, but look at the amount of time that Vatira's getting. Boost management will be crucial here for Quadrant. If they cannot keep that in check, then KC will just take over as EXO tries to find a way out, and ExoTiiK pre-jumps him and says, nah, mate, you're not having that today.
Looks like Karmine Corp are just, they're so comfortable when they've got Quadrant in front of them. When they can see all 3 Quadrant players, they just know exactly what to do. They know exactly how to counter what's coming towards them. I've actually got Relating Wave disconnecting here, so we will have a pause. There he is.
Yep, he's gone. He's not there. We might as well get him back in. So here we go, back to Neo Tokyo. First goal, massive in terms of deciding whether or not we will require that Game 7 in a series that, at least in a somewhat odd sense, saw the timeouts used very early on. And what a save that is. Karmine Corp out swinging from the restart.
Relating Wave's been removed from the play here, but ExoTiiK didn't have an option in the middle. He wanted his 3rd man to move in there. Sierra decided against it. Didn't want to take that risk. Didn't want to play for the all-in move. They're waiting for a better one, and there it is. Don't know how much of this was communicated. Since it's Karmine Corp, you've got to imagine that that's intentional. Look at, yeah, it is indeed. It's actually leaning away from the play. He's faking an air dribble. He's calling that, so Vatira knows the entire time. And he just fires it into the, well, partially open net. 1-0 KC.
Oh, good opportunity.
Oh, what a save!
Itachi keeps it out, keeps that 1-goal lead. Cash moves it, he is outpaced. EXO towards the backboard, that's not a shootable angle for him though. And the boost has been stolen away, now to Relating Wave. Goes backboard, they need some passing plays. Are they going to be able to 1v3 outplay KC? You've got to say that it looks unlikely. Now Vatira, pass, shot, not on target. Back to the opposite side of the field. EXO looking to chase down. He's not got it on that side. Relating Wave waits on the far side. Vatira back over to Itachi over on that right side of the field. 2 players committed. Quadrant want to fight for this ball.
Wow.
They've got to fight back from 2 goals down.
All lateral movement from Karmine Corp. Vatira air dribbling across the field, manages to get 2 players to jump up and challenge him. They were ready, they were expecting him to just air dribble straight on net, but Vatira, not for the first time this series, while his team leads by 1, just plays the ball laterally, just goes sideways, no rush, full patience. And now full control for KC. Cash trying to get something started, but doesn't look like much. Oh, EXO's managed to get in first on the play, and that's the 3rd man commitment that Quadrant much needed.
You are not going to get another chance like that against KC. For Cash to have that kind of space to play the ball, something needed to come from it. 1 goal, Quadrant. Can you go and find it? Not the kickoff yet again. EXO can look for ExoTiiK.
Oh.
And ExoTiiK just past everybody. Now going to waste the time. He's got past 2 players. ExoTiiK! What a play!
The Fennec is a double jump beast. Just no mechanics needed, just double jump into the ball. I swear I see Fenix do this so much more than Octave. I don't know why it is. But this car is just the perfect car for 50-50s. And popping the ball quickly. It's nothing special, just basic mechanics. And oh my goodness, ExoTiiK can do so much. What a save that was. I mean, he's doing so much for his team here. Ridiculous pre-jump there. Insane read. Can they keep the hold on this Google lead for now? Yes, they can.
Vatira, even knowing that the player was behind him, just did not trust it. Knew that he wanted to try and play for the block. Exo needs to avoid Itachi. Does exactly that. Minute and a half, relating wave off the backboard. That's going to bounce awkwardly, but it's ExoTiiK. That's the first one to it. Booms the ball yet again. But this is back to what Quadrant didn't like in games 1 and 2. Just trying to clear the ball for the sake of it. They've got to find teammates when they clear. Otherwise, they're just wasting time and wasting possession.
Yeah, they are going to just send everybody here. Final minute, 2-goal deficit. I mean, it's either you concede more, which has happened here, as ExoTiiK gets the 4th for KC. You know, can't really blame Quadrant for over-aggressing here. Oh, Cash was worried about the bump. He's leaned away from that when he's worried about getting bumped mid-air. Tries to go for a very precise touch. It looks like that wasn't even what ExoTiiK was going for. ExoTiiK's trying to block him. Maybe Cash trying to play around that block as well. Tough. It's very tough to cover every angle there for Cash. Karmine Corp, they're just playing too well in this game. That's the crazy save from Itachi. They're just doing everything right in Game 6. Looks like they are just moments away from their first regional victory as a team with their new lineup.
A first ever regional victory for Itachi and ExoTiiK. They've not done it before. They will get there first. It's as good as confirmed at this point. Maybe Cash and the rest of them can give a little bit.
Oh!
24 seconds. Quadrant, what have you got on the kickoff?
Well, we're not quite done yet. Thought with the way this game was going, surely Vatira would just sneak that one into the corner, but it stays in the goal. Like you mentioned, what have they got left? What kind of kickoff strategy are they going to go for? Okay, they've gone for the demo kickoff, but they didn't get the best follow-up from it. They connected the demo. Cash, in trying to clear the ball in target, has actually just been dunked on, and it's a fifth goal, for KC, but you know, I've got to give credit where it's due. Quadrant tried something there. They tried to make it something different happen than a standard kickoff, which usually just goes into midfield play. Didn't work, but you know, hats off to them for trying.
I think that's a very good way of describing most teams' experience up against KC, which is Quadrant did something good and KC scored. It's just how it seems to be against them. Second place at the last regional. They're going to add another one. 5 goals to ExoTiiK's name. Doubt them now.
Wow. He was so underrated for so long. He's been around since Season 9, won the Rival Series promotion tournament in Season 9 before we opened up the circuit, and he's just been in the shadows waiting for his moment to step into the spotlight that entire time. Now here he is. He's in the spotlight, and in the last game, to win the regional, to win the European Fall Cup, it is ExoTiiK, man in the middle, with 5 goals to his name, some brilliant defensive plays. We've got to give props as well, like I said, to Quadrant, who have really, I think, surprised a lot of people, myself included. They've really surprised me by showing up this huge and confirming themselves, pretty much confirming themselves, if not already locked in. I'm sure the desk will have that information for you. As a major team, it's happening for this lineup, but not enough today. Karmine Corp just too well-rounded, and yeah, the goals really did get ugly at the end there. Started this Karmine Corp, or rather, yeah, started to run up the scoreline just a little bit. Happens. We're trying to come for the, trying to push for the comeback.
Yeah, for Quadrant, there are more levels to find. They will know that. But it just seems like as Quadrant found the answers, Karmine Corp changed the questions.